Happy October, Future Gen. This month's theme is you create your own reality. Why is this so important? It's not just you, it's me as well, right? We create our own reality. It's a big, big topic. And the reason why I think this is so important is that actually this is science. This is actually biology. In our blog, we actually talk a little bit about a book that we're actually gifting to our patients who are signing up for their second year corrective care. And what we talk about in this book, or the title of this book, is actually the biology of belief. Why would that be so important? Two aspects, actually one aspect that Bruce Lipton, the author, talks about is something called epigenetics. Epigenetics is basically what it means is control above the genome. And the genome is what is inside of every single one of our cells. Every one of our cells, whether it's an eye cell, a skin cell, a muscle cell, a liver cell, they all have the same genes. That's a weird thing to think about, right? But it's an absolute truth. Genes don't turn themselves on and off. I've gone over this in my healthcare class. I've gone over this, actually, no, I didn't go over this during last month's live sessions, but we'll actually probably go over that in this month's live sessions. And basically, epigenetics has shown that not only, how do I say this? The genes aren't the most important factor per se. The environment actually turns on or off the genes. Right? I'm going through a conscious conception course with my fiance Victoria right now, and Kirsten Markham, who is our old BirthFit regional director but is now doing her own craniosacral and healer type career, is teaching this course, and she's navigating us through a way that epigenetics is far more important than we've ever known. In that, not only is it important right now, right, as an adult male, right, in a month from today, October 1st, in a month from today, November 1st, I'll be turning 40. Not only is epigenetics important for me now, but epigenetics is really important for all the babies in our practice. And epigenetics is really important pre-conception, or I'm sorry, after conception in utero, in that the environment of mom is 100% influential on baby's expression of his or her genome, right? This is something that's really, really key, in that the genes are controlled by the environment. How you eat, how you move, how you think, everything in your world codes your genes in a specific way to actually produce health or disease. The other scientific fact, or the field of science that proves that we create our own realities, is the topic of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity basically says that nerves that fire together wire together. Think about that for a second. Our pathways that come from our brain into our expression of life, or from the environment into our brain, all of those are nerve pathways that if they fire, they wire. And neuroplasticity basically means that over time you can change your habits, you can learn things. And what I talk about in my blog is that our beliefs oftentimes are not even our own. Our mothers, fathers, teachers, preachers oftentimes program us from an early age, oftentimes before the age of 7. And if you notice, a lot of the kiddos in the practice at 7 years old, there's something that happens to their brain waves between 6 and 8 or so, that they actually start to what we call leave dreamland. It's kind of fun to watch because all of a sudden they settle down. We have some kids in the practice where some of the siblings are above 7 and some are below 7, and the ones below are still in dreamland, and all the ones above are actually like, whoa, like why are these kiddos actually are acting so crazy, right? And so this is super important because our perception is king or queen, right? Perception rules the day, and the perception is governed by one system in your body called the central nervous system, and it's actually run by an arm of your nervous system called your subconscious brain, right? Your involuntary nervous system, your autonomic nervous system, your automatic system that you don't consciously control. So, the key is, we're only aware of a portion of it, and I want you to read my blog to figure out what percentage of your perception actually hits your conscious brain. I'll tell you that if we have this like laundry list, if we have the infinite of the universe, it's literally about that much, and that's something that's absolutely wild. And so the lessons in this, two things that I want you to do are two things that I want you to realize and think about is what is in your environment, right? What are the foods that you eat? What's the water that you drink? What's the air that you breathe? What are the chemicals that you allow into your life, right? How do you move or not move? Do you actually sit all day? Do you stand all day? Are you working with your hands like all the time? Like chiropractors, we're always using our bodies and we're always hanging over people. So we have to learn how to open up our front side and open up especially our heart space, right? Who are the people that you have in your life? Do they bring you joy? Do certain people have to potentially leave your life, right? Or, and this is the biggest topic, do relationships have to be redefined in your life? Redefining relationships, I would say in my life, redefining relationships was one of the most powerful things that I learned how to do, because you can't just, like, it's like having people who are toxic in your life, you could just get rid of them, but some people are your family, you can't really just do that, right? I don't want to do that in my life, and so what we had to do is really actually put on your big girl pants, big boy pants, and actually just have a strong conversation about what does this relationship actually look like. And so, how do you apply this? Number one, I can't think of a more important reason to get adjusted. In that, the window into the subconscious brain and the subconscious mind is your nervous system. And the one system that chiropractic absolutely helps with, because 90% of your stimuli to your brain comes from the spine. So keep your adjustment schedules. If you haven't committed to a care plan, please commit to your care plan. It's not about me, it's about your subconscious brain. It's about the health and the function of your body. Other thing is, I'd love you to share this email. These newsletters are for the practice, but absolutely share them to somebody that you love in case they have like an awareness, or they have a thought, or they have this inkling of understanding more about what's actually going on in their body and about their health. I'd love to help them. We would love to help them. And last, I'd say this month is going to be fun. One, because we've done 2 months in a row of the live sessions, and we've actually had a lot of good feedback from those, and we're going to do that again this month about this theme. You create your own reality, and it's going to happen October 15th through the 19th, and it's going to be between the hours of 1 and 2. That's when I take lunch. That's when I have the most free time. It's been a lot of fun doing that during the middle of the day. Please do that, and we may have a special workshop sometime this month if we can pull it off. We have a lot going on. If we can, I want you to be there, because I can't think of one person that wouldn't have or get great value from a workshop on creating your own reality. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you for being at my home, and have an awesome October.